What's up, y'all? What y'all doing over here? Chill. Yeah, girls, these girls are mad because they ugly and can't come on camera, girl. And they're mad about it. The fuck? Excuse me, let's start talking like that forward, illiterate bitch. The fuck? Girl, please. A whore that got caught sucking dick on camera. Oh, excuse me, on. Girl, please. Some of these people are the bottom of the barrel, and some of them are under the swamp, girl. Anyway, what's up with the relationships, y'all? Monogamous, polygamous, polyamorous, and that of the likes. We're gonna get into it all. I'm just waiting for my other device to what's the name. And I'm looking for one, and one of them is and I don't know why people think they can tell somebody what to do. Like I don't understand that. Okay, you can't tell your a girl. Let me not get into delusions and crab leg characters and all kind of shit because they ain't even good actors. And no actors because I was gonna put some respect on it, but I'm not. Now, is you finished or is you done? Because they don't even respect their damn selves. That's why they hiding from their reflection. Next, but anyway, y'all. So, would you love a monogamous relationship? Would you consider a polyamorous relationship? Would you consider who missing? Stephen going missing. Oh, Lady Jeopardy. Child, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah, but what you mean Stephen Gun got missing, child? It's a lot going on, honey. Child, damn, Brian done got missing. Now Stephen done got missing too. Shit, girl. Mm-mm. Oh, child. It's a shame and a scandal. But yeah, relationships, are they really important? I mean, do you value each relationship with the same standards? Like, do you have monogamous relationships and then polyamorous relationships? Do you value them the same, or do you look at monogamy as the way to be because that's the way you were raised traditionally, biblically? Um, the Quran is a little bit more different. They, and people have their religions and people have their things. Some people say get, 2 to 3 wives. Some people say, oh, because, wives or husbands, vice versa, are not enough. One of them is not enough, which in some instances, it ain't very many. I could understand that ideology where, there's one to do the cooking, one to do the cleaning, one to go grocery shopping, one to pay the cable bill. And some folks that are monogamous or fall under that umbrella could say, well, I got a man that does all of that, or I got a woman that does all of that. So I don't need multiple, people, you know. So that's what that be. But tell me what's your thoughts. And I'm gonna list the ships and y'all can go find. But yeah, people just want to be relevant, especially sit behind cameras and shit, talking the most, girl. Ugh. Child, these people need to be in these people need to be in remedial school, child. Some of these people. 'Cause the way they talk, ugh, girl, it's a tragedy, a shame, and a scandal, honey. But yeah, one-sided relationships versus open relationships. Hold on. Yeah, what's up, y'all? So, let me run down these relationships real quick. The few. Mhm, mhm. They have what? This thing. Hold on, y'all. Relationships can be categorized by their purpose, like family, friendship. What the hell? This thing's getting on my nerves. Hold on, y'all, because this thing keep popping up. Yeah, but people, they be a mess, honey. They be a mess, honey, because their lives is fucked up and they want everybody else shit to be fucked up. You gotta make it make sense. You gotta make it make sense. You got to make it make sense. Um, I don't know when people started birthing people and, you know, being the spokesperson for people that don't give a fuck about them either. I'm confused. Anyway, because it was already told that somebody was getting paid. Hmm. See, I don't play the money game because, like I said, money is the root of all evil and it can be your detriment and downfall. All right, scary reflection. Hmm. But anyway, wait, what? Somebody wrote, I just made myself mad all over again. Y'all can't like go to jail for being homeless with a 2 year old or something. What the hell? Like, what is going on? Why did this funky bitch get to couch surf and hotel hop with the kid? I don't understand. Damn. How the fook is this real life? Wait, how the fook is this real? Life be what? Life be so for real. She gives most of her money to them dudes that don't even like her. She need a babysitter. Damn. God damn right, my binary. Oh my God. Ooh, child. Ooh, that's somebody got some money Bob up here, child. Who the hell she talking about? Who you referring to, girl? But yeah, people be a mess, child. What was the name of Abraham's wife? What was Abraham's wife, y'all? Wasn't it Lot? Oh, Sarah. Did Jacob have? So where the hell Lot came from? Lot, oh, Lot was the one with the sons. Answer B, 12. Who was the first king of Israel? Saul, right? Answer A, Saul. Yeah, got it right. But anyway, y'all, um, yeah, I'm gonna warm up my fish, girl, because these people be childish, tired, scary, ugly. If Krista wants something to say, she could come over here and say it. Okay, because I ignored that just crippled bitch. Okay, periods. Just like I ignore your slow bucket bus ride ass. Next, trying to control shit. Control your goddamn avatar, bitch. Then you can talk to me. All of these fucking scary ass avatars they got so much to fucking say. Bitch, when you can turn around, face that ugly that you was diagnosed with, bitch, then you can talk to me. Okay? Shit. Now anyway. Uh, That was the shit. I'm gonna play my song. Hold on, y'all. Well, shall I hear you there? Your mama is so sexy. Before the end of the night. Shout out to Rooster. Yeah, y'all, but these people be crazy. But yeah, what type of relationship would you prefer? Monogamous? The hell? Polygamous? You know, anything of the likes? Let me know. What type of relationships would you prefer? Because I think most people probably would like a monogamous relationship, but is that always um profitable? Because you could look at it as the more people, the more income, the more bills can get paid, the more people can have joint accounts, building money, building. I understand the excuse me, the dynamics of a yeah, I understand the dynamics of a somewhat of a poly relationship, in the building aspect. Since fake ass cigarette hoes talking about they want to rebuild the black community, but steady trying to tear it down at the same time, make it make sense. hmm But that's how these people do. But yeah, what do y'all think? Monogamy, polygamy, polygyny. I think it's one more. There's a few more, and I just ain't trying to really get into all of it. Then they have the asexuals, the ones that don't get any or choose not to get any. They have the celibate, you know, and that's not selling a bit, even though some of these hoes do be, you know. And if that's what y'all got to do, or that's what y'all choose to do, or maybe you was forced into that, you know. And the ones that were forced into it, those are the ones I take up for, the ones I look out for. Okay, the ones who choose to be manipulated and bamboozled, hoodwinked, because it's always a choice. You don't have to deal with weak ass men or weak ass women, because women do it too. Okay, trans do it, lesbians do it, everybody. I call out any and everybody. Okay, I'm not a male identified scary reflection avatar. Okay. hmm Shout out to Matrix. Yeah. hmm Hold on, y'all. For my juice and pound me a fork. But yeah, like I mean, these people, hmm, they come out of nowhere with just the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. Like, what? Girl, bye. But what y'all think? Would y'all rather be in a monogamous or? Because I mean, monogamous relationships they can get boring. I think they call it a vanilla relationship. It's like bland. Ugh, or lavender. I think I heard ATT say that that's what he accused Sherelle and Carrie of being, or if that was either denied. I can't remember which one. But one of them accused them of being like a lavender dog. Bland. I don't know. But people are gonna always have their opinions. So my thing is, are you gonna sue the whole world about stating their opinions, or people slandering people? Excuse me, I'll take me a good sip of that good old Hawaiian fruit juicy girl. Ooh, shout out to Juicy. Hmm. I saw he's over there cooking Sir Chitlin throat. Then of course, without a dull moment, here come the I want to be seen, but I can never be seen. I'm scared of my reflection on any scene. Beggared. Can't be outdone, honey. I talk about fish, yeah. Like, did you birth Krista? The fuck? Krista a grown ass woman. I don't even pay her no attention, truthfully. Cause she's sad just like you, bitch. Girl, bye. Anyway, like Tamar told Trini. Like Tamar told Trini. Cause that's what you remind me of. Crab leg pussy. So, oh, yeah, okay. Hmm. But yeah, y'all, please spark, share, one love, comment, eagle, and like this video. But yeah, relationships are important because you have to have relationships with people, whether you're doing business, whether it's a personal, whether it's uh. But the question is, would you want to stay in a relationship that's toxic? Would you want to stay in a relationship that's one sided? That's was going to be the title of my video. One sided relationships. Because there is a lot of one sided relationships out there. Oh, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but you're not going to say what you're going to say. You know, Hmm. That's what a lot of people got to learn. Like a dialogue. I talk, you talk. You talk, I talk. Okay? That's a relationship. Mm. That's a conversation. You get your point across, I get my point across. Not you yelling, screaming like a wild ghetto ass banshee. Excuse me, let me stop saying ghetto because ghetto is a state of mind. Okay? And anybody can be ghetto. It does not is not designed for the melanated race. You see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. People have been so conditioned. Oh, the N word is dedicated to a race. The B word is dedicated to this, and the F word is dedicated to that. No, that's not what it is. Anybody can be, what do you call it? It's not denigrated. It's something else. It's something with a D. Down. I want to say that, not downgraded. Um, degraded. Damn, I couldn't think of that word for shit. Degraded. Anybody can be degraded, and people can be condescending, very condescending. Like they'll be like, "Oh, well, I don't really feel that way, but I really do feel that way." I don't. And those are the people I don't really. Mm-mm. I tend not to gel with. Excuse me, because just lay it out on the table. Period. Either people gonna look at you one way or they're gonna look at you another. We can't control how people look at us. Like I was on another app and I seen people like, oh, you in polyamorous? Oh, you in this? You in that? How could you do that? That's not me. If it's not for you, it's for you. That's one reason why with One Love, you know, I can respect her to a point where she educated herself. And like I said, people will never know people like fully. You would think you have a good idea or a good knowledge of people, but you never can be too sure because anybody can be capable of anything. You're not with them 24/7. You don't know what they do, you don't see what they do. But like I said, when we started this journey, unfortunately, with the Candyman Edophile truck driver, mhm, I believed I believed in him for the moment. And then it was like, when One Love said, I'm not lying, because we started somehow got onto the church thing, the cult thing with Tony Harvin, and um and he needed content then. We was feeding him in the streets. She was like, well, I gave you all the information, C Dove. And he's like, she said, you got it, correct? And he was like, yeah. I said, oh, we got it. I said, what about the other? And he didn't say nothing. But see, he wanted controversy. And that's a relationship that could have had better end results. But now this is where we at. Ooh. Because people want to clout chase. People want to, oh, I wasn't a star, so I'm going to make myself be a star at any cost. Same thing with these lonely, desperate women, men, trans, anything. I'm gonna make my like I have stardom, I have personality, I have all of that. I shake up a room unintentionally because I'm just being who I am. And I'm going to never change for anybody. Yeah, yes, change is good when you can be mature. Cause trust me, cause I usually come in here and curse you the fuck out and tell you all kind of shit about your greatest grandfather. Okay? But see, I know how to grow and like with St. Louis, I never thought St. Louis would be sitting up on the panel and having a civil conversation. And that's my thing with these pre-K hellbacks, or like One Love like to say throwbacks. These people don't want to come have a conversation, a grown conversation. They want to sit there, they want to keep the shit going. Then you got the messy ass agitators playing like they mediators. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm gonna mediate this, and if you're gonna do it with the right intentions, yes, but not turn around. Oh, I'm gonna ride One Love's husband's face. I'm gonna ride her significant other face when her significant significant other didn't even recognize he was a ghost in the motherfucking camera, bitch. Make it make sense, girl, please. And see, people get hurt by these type of things. Like, damn, I done got rejected again. God damn. You got to make it make sense, yeah. Mm-mm. Okay. Then you got a 51681. What's that number? 516. Look at this shit. Because I'm blasting it all out and don't give a fuck. Because you're going to stop calling me one way or another. First of all, they text me that. Like, what? So I'm like, who the fuck is this? I said, let me call back. They ain't say nothing. Okay. Let me call back. I am your personalized AI partner. Let me I can interact with you anytime, anywhere. Let me text them. So they text me back. Can't even What? Can't even call him bitch. No, you stupid bitch or some shit. Like Liz, lady, I don't give a fuck about Spook, okay? Just like I don't give a fuck about you. You the one holding on, drifting on a memory that can never be. I don't give a shit. Spook don't pay my bills. You don't pay my bills. And it's highly likely, girl, you couldn't pay his bills. Now what's the tea? Hello? Hello? Oh, I thought so. And that ain't to say, you know, I hate Spook and I got an issue with Spook. Because let me reiterate that, because that'll be the next lying narrative that this boiled fucking buffalo like to put out there. I don't hate Spook. I say I don't give a fuck about, let me rephrase that, what Spook does. Okay? I don't give a fuck because it's not making me money. And I don't need to make money. That's why I came up here. Could have been made money when I had my first or second channel. Okay? We come up here for entertainment. It ain't about money. But see, that's what some of these crab cakes and freak show shakes is all about. Let me get the numbers. Let me get the money. Uh-huh. Girl, please. Money gonna be the end of you. But anyway, let me read these messages. When I say I have receipts, ooh, Jason Paul came with it. He said, when I say I have receipts, I have receipts. This man messed with a 14-year-old. Oh, God. Allegedly, y'all. Child. And this came from an ex he messed around with in Alabama. What? Oh, child. I told y'all I got receipts. Also, Reed. Oh, Reed. Told you Reed was a damn snake. Reed. Reed. Told you Reed was a snake. God damn. God damn. Right, my Henry baby. Yeah. Child. Also, Reed exposed him for making threats to unalive kids. Oop. Reed, you better come answer that. Maybe that's why they blocked your ass, snake. Did you prophesize or prophesy that? Huh? Content queen. Oop. Drop the link, bitch. Oh. Peach Cream Gaming said, yeah. So no surprise he's up the ante and coming on your page making death threats. Oh. Peach Cream Gaming said, okay. Black Sodomite Edomite says C-Nut is his new name, making threats to ill kids. Damn. Dion said, I do too. Cream Gaming said, I saw her yesterday trying to tell him to calm down and he just cut her off and kept going. Guess people ain't that much of a help now, are they? Dion says, Dion says, whatever says no. Oh. Black Edomite said, yeah, that other account accidentally used that by accident because it was the same email. That's why. Read. When did you, what? When did he, I don't know, it's cut off something about say. Then we got this number up here. Hello. Thank you. Wait a minute. Hello. Thank you for giving me your number. I didn't want Dove to know who I was, so I used a different name. I watched the videos and everything that was said is correct. Oh. I want to offer more insight on the incident at the vape shop. Oh, it was an incident at the vape shop? Hello, we beat you. Can you come in here? You're on trial. Is it all right with you if I share this? Do you want to come up on the platform? Sure. You can share it. Just block out the last four. Okay, I will do that. The story about the cartels. Oh, he isn't being fully honest about. Oh, shit. Crap. Would you care to explain? The bees, the honeycomb hideout. Would you care to explain? Hmm. This is what I talk about relationships. They don't know. One thing about Dove is that he's a narcissist. Oh, so I guess a narcissist knows a narcissist, don't they? Damn. He was messing around with me and wanted to do sexual stuff with me and my 14-year-old daughter. Oh my God. This is alleged, y'all, for all intents and purposes. Sorry, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. He is nasty. He wanted a three-way. Oh my God. Had to do a Donnie McKirkin pause. I met him at the vape shop. We were messing around. It was all right at first. He can cook. Well, I can say that. But the stuff about abuse is true. He abused me. One time, my daughter's father had called me to make arrangements to pick her up for the weekend. Dove thought we were getting back together. Oh my God. Jealousy at its finest, child. Mrs. Z, something is not right mentally. Wow. With C Dub. Liz Jackson. He's on some type of substance. Miss Z. Ha ha. Liz Jackson. He's mentally unstable. But you sitting with him. Okay. Wow. Interesting, ain't it, y'all? Read. So you didn't prophesy they was gonna block you? You didn't prophesy that they was, you know, doing all of these nefarious activities? Oh, I forgot. You wanted a underage kid too. Yeah, you sent me a four. I'm sending her a 4-page letter, and I want to email One Love's daughter. I want to talk about it, baby. Girl, please. These people see these male identified whores and freaks and weirdos and men and geeks and female identified mother. See, it's a shame and a scandal, honey. That's all I got to say. Oh, baby, Jason Paul said, what Lynetta and her menace son did is a crime. Faking a DNA test can lead to criminal charges like perjury, forgery, and making false statements. Damn. And may also result in paternity fraud if used in a legal context to claim percentage of a child. The specific charges depend on how. Child. Mhm. Specific charges. I wonder if Liz can get out of. Your personalized AI partner. I wonder if Liz can get out of this since she jumped down when the law skills didn't work. Uh when them cops stopped him and when Dr. E got up there frying up smokestack cigarette. Okay. The specific charges depend on how fake the results were used and what laws were broken, such as submitting a document. Hold on, because this shit getting on my nerves. That's a cute little puppy. What do you call them things? A push puppy? One of them little, them battery activated. Remember they had those? Like, I think the mid 80s, late girl. Y'all wouldn't know. Some of y'all people, we had the best times in life, child. No shade. But the 90s had a good time too. They had a lot of shows. Rugrats, Martin. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that too. But yeah, the specific charges depend on how fake the results were used and what laws were broken, such as submitting a document with a false statement of paternity or committed a crime related to court proceedings. Potential criminal charges and consequences: perjury, intentionally providing false information under oath during a legal proceeding, which could apply if the fake DNA results are submitted to a court. Forgery, creating or altering a document, the fake DNA report, with the intent to defraud. And that's definitely true. Making false statements, saying that you're his child, and you're not. You didn't get a swab from him, you will never get it. You didn't get a swab from a sister, a mother, or any other. Okay? A charge, making false statements, a charge that covers knowingly providing false information on a public document. In some cases, the penalty for providing false information in certain federal DNA proceedings can be imprisonment of at least 3 years. Paternity fraud, using a false DNA test to falsely claim percentage of a child. This can lead to both criminal and civil consequences, including being held responsible for past due child support and interest, even after percentage is terminated. Excuse me, parentage is terminated. So, like if you give up your child and they still come after you and you lie about it, they can make you pay all that back support with interest. Okay, period. Attempt to influence a public servant. A charge that can apply if the fake results were used to influence a law enforcement or other public official. Cybercrime. In cases where electronic data was manipulated to create the fake results, charges related to computer crimes may be filed. You are in the hot seat. Oh shit. Child. Jason Paul said, expose, expose, expose. Facts in your face. Say it. Oh gosh. And I quote, the courts will see the liar in danger that he is to society. Please beware, stay far away from him, them. These narcissistic trait devils need attention. People don't engage them. Ignore them and expose them with facts so people can see. Then the people will be more safe. These cyberbullies are unproductive and miserable. Mud ducks. I need people to engage them. Do not do it. If necessary, take them before the courts. If necessary. Because some people know have common sense and they'll stop on their own. Okay? Let's get into it. Fair use commentary. Oh.
That's the child of yours.
I wouldn't accept that motherfucker neither.
Recently, she have came out and said that someone from the Moesha show called and told her that the episode on, in Moesha show, Ray J plays Brandy's cousin, but then it comes out that that's not her cousin, that's her half brother, that her daddy Frank been lying. Now, that storyline was alleged came to the show because of Brandy Mama. And they made money off of that part on Moesha. And we didn't say that. There's a producer down there, someone who worked on Moesha, who said Sonya took
I'll bring him before the court, Cassie.
and took that, put it on Moesha, and they had that. Somebody put it out on the video link. If you can look, you'll see it. His name was Dorian. Huh?
Frank, they put that nigga in the Moesha show. Listen to this, y'all. Look.
What's she talking about, Frank? Well, Dee, I made a mistake. So many nephews, I just can't keep them all straight.
Right.
Sorry. This is going on long enough.
Them boy make money off that shit. And they ain't get that nigga a quarter.
Yeah.
See, they ain't get that bitch ass nigga a quarter.
Dorian, this isn't how I want you to find out.
Find out what? What are you talking about?
I'm not
What
your
they
uncle,
call him
Dorian.
too?
I'm your father.
Oh, I'm not your uncle, Dorian. I'm your father.
Not your uncle, Danielle. I'm your father.
I'm
Yeah.
not your uncle. I'm your father. But according to the DNA test, the uncle is the father. And the son is the twin.
Mm.
Right here. Bingo. Did you get that? So it's Willie Norwood's brother, allegedly.
Child.
That is the damn Peppy.
I would make you Brandy and them cousins. Child.
Uh-oh.
Rock on.
That means Willie's brother is the Peppy.
Was that what Anthony had to tell you, D-Grub?
Expert my ass.
Was that what Anthony had to tell you,
Because you all
D-Grub?
matched up with this nigga.
The one who didn't show up on your
And
most
the fucking
important day?
DGC, the only way this could happen
That's
is
a
if it's
nerve.
your twin. So him and the nigga who take the test got to be twins. Because they two separate people.
Exactly.
So a Norwood and his Brown. So they have to be twins.
Exactly.
That would mean that this is Willie Norwood brother child.
Child. Shame and a scandal.
Sexy Canna.
Ooh. What'd you say on that? Child. Relationships. How do they play out? And remember, Lynetta brought this to the public. Okay? Y'all brought this to the public trying to catch clout.
When the family group chat wants a front row seat.
Give me a feel to put it down.
How do you?
Your mind, try to make it right. The body, so you gotta fight. Speak your mind, then you say you just get So no shame when you call her. She got to you playing. Lost your mind and you lost your mood, but the game you play you weren't fit for. Never when you always don't play no games on me. Don't play no games on me. Well, let's go. Come on now. Lady don't fall. Lady don't fall.
So let's talk about relationships. Relationships, different types.
Relationships, different types. Have you heard about Wonder? It's not just another food app, it's an innovative dining experience that's completely changed.
One of the most important parts of life is forming meaningful relationships with other people, which is why even though Elon Musk is worth almost $200 billion, the one thing in life he truly wants is for someone to actually think he's funny for once. There's
Oh,
about 8 billion people in the world, each with their own unique quirks and personalities. But while no two relationships are alike, realistically, there are only about 8 different ways you can be related to someone. Generally speaking, to someone else, you are one of the following: a friend, family member, romantic partner, acquaintance, coworker, enemy, stranger, or an ex. All relationships fall into one of these 8 categories, so it's important to understand each of them in order to avoid any awkward situations or misunderstandings. First up is a friend. And this one is pretty self-explanatory, as almost everyone in the world has at least one friend unless they play League of Legends. Basically, a friend is someone with whom you share a common interest, speak to on a regular basis, and enjoy spending time with. You guys probably have similar values and enjoy doing a lot of the same things. Friendships are great because out of all the different types of relationships, these offer the greatest amount of flexibility and are relatively easy to maintain. Some friends see each other every day, and some friends only speak to each other a few times a year. Some of your friends will be at your wedding, and some of your friends will never meet you in real life. This is because it doesn't really take much for a group of people to become friends. All you really need is some common ground. It could be the experience of pushing your body to its mental and physical limits in military boot camp. Or if you're like me and you went to public school, your friend group is the same 4 guys that kept showing up in all your classes for the next 12 years. As with all relationships, there are boundaries when it comes to friendships, and it's important to never cross these lines as they can quickly ruin a good thing. These boundaries do vary depending on the nature of the friendship, but in my experience, here are some good rules to follow. Dating your friend's siblings, not cool. Making fun of your friend's haircut, always okay. Talking about your friend's ex-girlfriend, she was mid anyway. Dating your friend's ex-girlfriend, I hope you're bulletproof. Overall, friends
oh,
are some of the most common types of relationships that people
not
have,
bulletproof,
and good
girl.
friends can make even your worst days feel a little bit better. Next, we have family members. The thing about family members is that unlike friends, you don't get to pick them. And unless you have a twin, nobody is the same age as you. So this can make relating to them a bit difficult at times. Fortunately, you'll always have 2 people who love you unconditionally and will support you no matter what. Your grandparents. One of the perks about family members is that they've known you longer than anyone else. This is really cool because it means that they feel uniquely qualified to judge every single thing you do. So if you're ever feeling too confident in yourself, you can thank your family for keeping you humble. You don't need to worry about this going away either, because no matter how much you grow as a person, nothing will change the perception of you they've created in their head. Like friends, family members also tend to have varying degrees of familiarity. On one hand, you have people like your parents who you see almost every day. And on the other, there's that distant relative who swears they used to hold you all the time as a baby, but you've never seen this person a day in your life. The third kind of relationship is a romantic partner. And this is often the most sought after form of relationship, as this is the person you get to have sex with. Unfortunately, romantic partnerships are arguably the most difficult relationships to maintain and require a great deal of patience and effort from both parties. Because unlike friendships, in order to keep a girlfriend, you actually have to talk to her at least once a day. On top of that, romantic partnerships are almost like a history class, as one of the most important things is remembering a bunch of dates. Another thing about romantic partnerships is that with room for a few exceptions, these relationships are entirely exclusive and you're limited to just having one for the rest of your life. So it's really important that you're careful not to mess it up, because finding someone else still willing to have sex with you after becoming aware of your deepest insecurities is pretty hard to do. Acquaintances are probably one of the most common type of relationship one can have. This is because they take absolutely zero effort to maintain, and a single person can have hundreds or even thousands of people they've been acquainted with. Acquaintances are people that you know, but you aren't close enough to call each other friends. However, since you've been introduced to each other before, you walk past them on the way to class, you still feel obligated to say what's up and have a brief conversation that neither of you actually care about. But it's still good to have people you're familiar with, because you never know when you might need one extra person to fill out your intramural basketball team or to add you to the class group me. Coworkers. Coworkers are pretty self-explanatory. They're just people that you work with. And while you might not be the closest friends, the bond between two people working a closing shift at 1 a.m. can be more intimate than some marriages. The thing about coworkers is that in many cases, you might see them more often than your actual friends. So it's natural that you end up forming some kind of relationship with the people you spend several hours with every day. This bond is even stronger if they happen to hate their job just as much as you do. However, since this is a workplace relationship, it's important to at least maintain some level of professionalism and remember that it's never a good idea to date your coworkers. Look, I'm sure they probably look very nice in their hand-me-down uniform, but as the saying goes, you should never shit where you eat. And no one wants to deal with the awkward fallout of a workplace relationship when we all don't want to be there anyway. Now, no matter how many friends you might have, we all have people that we don't like. But being consciously aware of someone's existence while still wishing them nothing but the worst in life is in fact the type of relationship. Generally in life, it's not a good idea to have a lot of enemies. Now, say if you have too many enemies, then you might want to start doing some self-reflection. However, it is important to stand up for yourself. And if someone crosses your boundaries, refuses to make amends, then you might have to make a couple bends while you're lonely. Strangers. This one doesn't need much of an explanation. They're pretty much anyone you don't know at all. Despite this, there are some strangers you do encounter on a regular basis, like the clerks at your local grocery store, the people who have a class in the same building as you, and the girl in the gym you'll never have the courage to ask out on a date. The thing about strangers is that everyone in your life was a stranger at some point. So if there's someone out there you want to get to know, you have nothing to lose by striking up a conversation. The last type of relationship is an ex. And when people say ex, they usually mean a former romantic partner. But exes can also be former friends, former coworkers, or anyone you had some kind of relationship with that is no longer there. The thing about exes is that even if there was no bad blood in the relationship, you generally try to avoid each other because you end up in this weird gray area where you never go back to being strangers, but you both know you'll never be friends. Although it can be uncomfortable, exes are just another part of life. You just kind of have to accept that no matter how much you reconcile, things will always be a little weird between you and that person. Just be sure that no matter what you do, never get back with your ex. Now that we've covered the different types of relationships, I also wanted to take some time to run through some fake relationships as well. These are attachments you may form with other people that give you the feeling of being close to someone when you're really not connected with each other at all. So be mindful of these because they're actually quite common. If you've ever taken a class on anything, you'll know that at some point, professors like to incorporate a group activity that literally nobody asked for. So after weeks of telling you to come in, shut up, and listen to them talk for 50 minutes, they then want you to form a working relationship with about 3 to 4 people who sit on the opposite side of the room. Grumpy. Boring. Sighing. Having fun on my own. Peaceful. Enjoyful. Got my bill covered. Cheer for my team. Tap to join family. Rise with your community now.
We tend to think that our spirit is in our body. That's actually not correct. Your body is in your spirit. I've been working in the world of energy for 25 years, so I want to give you a little taste about what energy work is for, but I don't want to just talk to you about it. I want you to experience it for yourself. People always tell me, oh, I don't have intuition, or I can't tune in, or I don't feel things. I say, no, that's not true at all. You just have too much noise around you. Because the truth is, everybody's intuitive. Everyone is a healer. And everyone is a medium. This is a normal part of being human. We live in a dual world. Most of the time we're creating in the material world, there's also a whole energetic or spiritual world too. And because everything is energy, if there's any problem that you're having, whether it's your health, your relationship, or your career, the reason why you're not getting there is not because you're not taking physical world steps. It's because you don't know how to use the energy. How do you speed up synchronicities? How do you manifest better? How can you tap into your intuition? The universe wants to bring you all the abundance, all the love, all the success, everything you deserve. The problem is, can you receive it? That's why I created this free masterclass. I'm going to show you how to recognize and feel energy. I'm going to show you a technique to use energy to get clarity and peace. And I'm going to walk you through a simple exercise to help you clear the number one thing that's blocking you and causing you pain right now, and direct your energy into a future that you actually desire. Whether you're an experienced practitioner, a complete beginner, or a total skeptic, it doesn't matter. Just show up, keep an open mind, try out the techniques, and you'll notice a big difference. No matter what you're trying to change, if you learn to work with energy, it's so much easier. It's so much more fun. And it just feels like, wow, I'm actually just living in joy. So come and join me in this masterclass. It's totally free, and I can't wait to introduce you to this wonderful way of experimenting with your life. Click the link below this video to learn more.
So, it's a shame and a scandal.
Room. Now, while every college, one of the most important parts of life is forming that literally nobody asked for. So after weeks of telling you to come in, shut up, and listen to them talk for 50 minutes, they then want you to form a working relationship with about 3 to 4 people who sit on the opposite side of the room. Now, while every college orientation leader says that the person sitting next to you in a lecture hall could be your new best friend, it's likely that the people in your class all have their own individual friend groups, and they probably aren't looking to add some random dude from Econ 2110. But to make things a bit less awkward, you all pretend to be good friends solely for the duration of the project. Now, this isn't to say that you'll never meet a classmate who ends up becoming a really good friend, but it turns out that a classroom where you're not really supposed to talk isn't exactly the most conducive environment for making genuine friends. Talking stages. These are great if you just really enjoy wasting your time. The early stages of a romantic relationship can sometimes be the most uncomfortable as you begin to get to know each other on a deeper level. And sometimes people like to take this slow and not be quick to put a label on things, so there's no pressure if it doesn't work out. But the big problem with talking stages is that despite there being a whole lot of talking, there isn't a whole lot of communicating. So sometimes things get messy as one person's expectations end up not aligning with the others, and the whole thing goes down the drain. Talking stages are often thought of as a precursor to a relationship, but the truth is that if that person really cared about you, they would have made a move already. So don't waste your time trying to convince somebody to like you, and go find somebody who does. Lastly, we have parasocial relationships. Because in a world where access to other people's lives can be found in the palm of your hand, people tend to form one-sided attachments to those who don't even know that they exist. And while parasocial relationships can be found in almost every community on the internet, it's important to remember that the musical artist, Twitch streamer, or Twitter user that you enjoy is not actually your friend.
All right, people. This is Prophet Reed here. Well, it's official. I lost my $10 food stamps. I have to go to the Dollar Tree and get a bunch of food for the month because I don't have the $10 food stamps. And you know, I can't say this is not expected, but I'm just sitting here kind of wondering days. As I was sitting here wondering days, I thought about something. I say, you know, there's always jail. Jail will always feed you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can pop Joe, blow somebody child, and jail will always give you food. You will always have a place to stay in jail. So I thought about the drugstore that did me wrong and doing a beat prank on that and just let them know there's a bee on a building or car and they can have me arrested for terroristic threats and stuff like that. Um, I will survive, just like this song.
Oh, Jesus.
Will survive. Will survive.
Oh, God.
I will survive. Let's play this song, child. I'm gonna survive this bitch.
No, we won't. Not today.
What you the one?
Girl. Mm-mm.
No shade. So, my next phase is, what I just said, I've been wanting to study this one article where a man would have a boom box and an ice cream truck, and there was a recording he would play that this bomb or such and such will go off in 15 minutes. I thought about doing that to the pharmacy that treated me like shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thought about doing it to them. Boy, I'm good, child. Survival takes precedence over anything else. It's like fire. It's like hell, heaven, hot water. Ooh, child. I mean, I could always. So I will be studying probably how to get 15 to 20 years in prison. And you all have a good day. I am your brother, Eddie Howard.
Child, this is a shame and a scandal, honey. But hold on one second. Let me do this real quick before we get back into the shit. Because I'm about sick of these $4 flunkies.
The phone has been temporarily suspended due to.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on, y'all. So what's up, party people? So what y'all think about relationships? Are they essential, or can you just be, okay, I'm in a relationship. Personally, I think that people care more about intimate relationships than friendships or acquaintances. And I say that because I think more people spend, if you're in an intimate setting, more people spend more time, most of the time, more people spend more time with a significant other or uh, a date, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, whatever. Yeah. So, and that's just my take on it. You guys may have another take, but and let me know in the comments what the hell. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Relationships, are they important, or can they be just strained by outside influences, negativity, nosy people that's cowards? You know, let me know.
Hi, thank you for calling the reservations line. Unfortunately, we are.
Oh, I thought that was Let me know what y'all think. All right.